Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the St. Johns County show that's on in the morning. If you're wondering why we all look like air traffic controllers today,
or a podcast,
or a real podcast, yeah. We have got St. Augustine Beach Mayor Dylan Rumrell on the line with us. We're going to talk to him in just a couple of minutes about this apparently massive hotel that they want to put out there at Anastasia State Park. I mean, I think for reference, somebody was saying yesterday that big, huge embassy on the beach is around 217 hotel rooms.
Yep.
And this one they're proposing is 350. So if you think that embassy is massive, this is perplexing to so many people. This has been the talk of not only our town over the last day, but across the state of Florida. OMG, it's Wix put out a video about it yesterday.
Well, it's not just, it's like nine different
lots
parks.
Of parks, yeah, across the whole state. So I'm curious to figure out where this came from, but Mayor Rumrell has been asking a lot of questions, so we're going to get some answers from him very, very soon. I talked to him yesterday a little bit, and I was pretty shocked at what he was telling me. So can't wait to talk to him about this. We're going to get to him very, very shortly and get this show started. Let's get this show started, actually, right now. We've got Bozard Ford Lincoln, our title sponsor here for the show. Appreciate them helping us have conversations like this. They are more than just a dealership. They are, of course, a family-owned beacon of trust right here in St. Augustine. Founded on the principles of honesty, integrity, and community service, the Bozard family tradition continues to thrive through generations. They've got that state-of-the-art service facility with 91 climate-controlled bays out there, a quick lane for no appointment-needed maintenance. Plus, you can enjoy the comforts of their customer lounge and the unique flavors of Ford's garage while you're out there. Bozard Ford Lincoln, they offer the best in pricing, selection, and service just off I-95 and State Road 16, where your satisfaction is their mission, and they are driven to inspire. Also, shout out to our friends at Fidus Roofing, Great Expectations, Realty and Auction, Chiba Hut Toasted Sub, St. Augie's Pizza, BHF Insurance, Alace Med Spa, Griffin Service, Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, BNS Signs, and I am energized as I am every single morning by our friends at the Vibe Nutrition. Good morning, guys. We're going to skip question of the day today because we've got this very important interview.
Because we got so many questions for the commissioner.
We do. We have lots of questions for the commissioner for sure. But we will give everybody a quick check of the weather. Troy?
That's all right.
All right. That comes to us from Great Expectations Realty and Auction. They can sell your home, your business, and everything in it. Check them out at geauction.com, gerealty.us. And we go to the booth for a traffic report. What do we got back there on the roads, guys?
Just south of 311 exit, there's a semi-truck that is skirted off into the woods and actually is doing some traffic diversion.
Traffic
so slow
modifications.
Down. Yeah, traffic modification is way better word. Yeah, so be safe if you're heading north or south, because you know people going north will be looking, but south there's a little bit of a, not zipper merge, but just a, there's a
you got to get over a little bit
right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some boxes and stuff in the woods. Got a couple people called in this morning for the traffic update, and that's what we're sticking with. So yeah.
All right. There you go. Thank you guys very much. Comes to us from Alace Med Spa. Relaxing and rejuvenating experience. Whether you're looking for the hydrofacials, the Botox, the dermal fillers, the laser treatments, the body contouring. If you haven't been in yet, use Davy's name if you're a first-time customer, and they'll give you $100 off your first service. Pretty awesome down there at Alace Med Spa. All right, we are going straight to Mayor Dylan Rumrell. He is, of course, the mayor of the beach, St. Augustine Beach. Mayor Rumrell, thank you for joining us this morning.
Hey, good morning, y'all. Happy, I guess it's what, weekend eve or something like that, Troy? Is that what we call Thursday?
It's weekend eve.
There you go. All right. Good deal.
Wow, they got a good picture of you up, too.
They do. They got a fancy picture of you up there on screen, Dylan. This is great.
You look good in the morning.
Hopefully it's appropriate for people this morning.
Well, you know, that's appropriateness is a toss-up here on our show, Mayor.
Okay, fair enough.
You're not in a Speedo. You're fine.
That's
okay.
right.
Woo. Thank you, Troy, for not putting that one up.
Whew, I got you.
So let's talk about this news that really caught traction yesterday. There was a post put out that there may be some big changes coming to not only Anastasia State Park, but parks around the state. And in talking to you yesterday, I was surprised to find out that this was a total shock to you, your fellow commissioners, and many people up the ladder, even in our state houses and state senate.
They didn't even know at the park.
They didn't even know at the park, really?
They didn't know at the park.
Wow.
Man, Pete, it was amazing. Obviously my phone started blowing up with the same message that everybody else saw. Is I saw it at the same time, right? It came out around 6:00 on Tuesday night, saying, "Hey, in a week from today, there's talking about a 350 room hotel, pickleball, disc golf, all this other stuff at Anastasia State Park." And I'm thinking, okay, I know there's been a lot of campaign rhetoric going on, but this wins the prize, right? This is the
right.
You got me, April Fools, whatever you want to call it. And then I started doing some research on it, and man, it's legit. And I was just shocked that anybody from the county side to the local city of St. Augustine to St. Augustine Beach to the amphitheater, right? Because I sit on the board of the amphitheater and the concert hall. Nobody knew what was going on. So I was like, all right, let me call over to the state delegation. That's still our delegation until November.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, hey, what are y'all hearing? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh my God, you don't know about this? And again, nobody knew what was going on. And it was eye-shattering that not even our state delegation, the Speaker of the House, had no idea that this was happening.
But this is real, right? I mean, when you say things like that, a lot of people are out there thinking, well, maybe we all got. Did we all get got here? Or
no, they've actually have a firm from Hilton Head that's helping design the hotel for it, is what I understand. They didn't even come locally for that.
Wow.
So they've went that far, and and I texted like Dylan actually called because he's important. I texted the delegation. They're like, I don't see this. I was like, okay, you guys better get on it because somebody's pushing this through.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, have you been able to kind of find out? I know you've been trying to do your best to dig into this, Mayor Rumrell, but have you found out anything since yesterday that might be important for people to know?
Yeah. So late yesterday evening, I had a great conversation with Senator Hudson about it, and it's going to the governor. Right, the governor didn't even know about it. So later today, the chief of staff and probably people from Florida Department of Environmental Protection, and everybody's going to probably sit down. My understanding was this started at another state park. I'm not sure which state park this really started at, and it was pushed by some local commissioners who were trying to figure out revenue generating for the state parks, right? And look, the state park numbers are down, but look, the first thing I learned in business in college was supply and demand, right? So if you're charging $30 a night for campers, charge $60 a night, right? They book out a year in advance. So there's ways to think outside the box without, clear cutting, pulling things down, doing all the things that you normally do when you do development. Don't do it in a state park, right? This is a sacred state park that was brought and kept into preservation. It's kind of like, hey, why don't we build a 350 room hotel in Guana, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Right, and it's shocking that it's coming from the Department of Environmental Protection too. Yeah. I mean, that's just unbelievable to me.
Very contradictory.
It's unreal. So I'm sure you're going to see some heads roll, right? I think somebody's gone. What I was told last night is that the elected officials that were bringing up this idea got unelected, rightfully so, probably because people are like, wait a minute, they want to do what?
Wow.
So I think you'll hear something come out of Tallahassee. I hope, man, today or tomorrow, Monday at the latest, and hopefully this thing becomes a moot point. And the governor did a great job of cleaning up the Everglades, preserving the Everglades. So I don't see Governor DeSantis pushing this. I know, God, I think it was Speaker Thrasher back in the day. There was something similar about this, and that got shut down because, look, the state parks always could use more revenue, right? But by putting in 350 room hotels, by the impact that puts on, the obviously the conservation of what state parks have, it is a bad idea.
Right.
And so just think outside the box, people. We're all smart enough people. There's people much smarter than me that can think of stuff like this. But I'm hoping, Pete, that by the next day or two, next 48 hours, I think you may see something come out that says, okay, we heard you. We're going to cancel this. Let's revisit something later on.
Mayor, I got a question for you, like a technical question, because the state park starts in the city and then it goes into the county and then it goes into the city again. What jurisdiction would this fall under? Because I mean the south part of it's in your jurisdiction there, middle part's in the county, and the upper part where the entry is in the city. How would that affect this?
Well, that's a great question. I'm guessing, Troy, that because it is a state park, that the jurisdiction would be probably the state. Now to get probably permits, because look, anytime you build anywhere, you got to get permits. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing you'd probably have to get permits from all three jurisdictions, depending on where they're going to put it, right? Like there's been some maps put out there that shows kind of an idea of where the pickleball courts are going to be, or the disc golf, and then the hotel. I think that sits probably in the city of St. Augustine, mm-hmm. Not St. Augustine Beach, but I believe that it just like any other development, you're going to have to go through the jurisdiction and get building permits. So look, I mean, they would have to go to all three, and then all three of us potentially could deny it and would deny it. That's my hope, right? So I don't think we're going to get that far. I really do believe that something will come about this. I think there's been enough public outcry. It's not like it's just Anastasia State Park, right? Initially, a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, why they pick St. Augustine? This is some sort of cartel that's doing this, and it's behind the scenes and all this stuff." And no, this is really not this conspiracy theory. Except the only conspiracy theory is that no one knew about it, and it's statewide. Nobody statewide knew about it, probably except the location where these commissioners were that got unelected.
Right. It boggles my mind that one commission made this decision, and all of a sudden the Department of Environmental Protection says, okay, well, we're not going to only do this here, but we're going to pick a bunch of other random state parks and do this out there. It came out of nowhere, and really shocked me to hear it came out of nowhere for you all as well. I mean, nobody else, your fellow commissioners didn't know about it. Nobody knew about it.
Nobody knew about it.
Dylan, I'm going to ask you to put on your amphitheater hat a little bit.
Sure.
There was a fire station that was supposed to go across the street there, and it got denied because of traffic and some of the other things. 350 rooms, and adding this to the state park, where that curves at concurrency-wise, won't that affect the amphitheater and the traffic?
Oh my God, it would be devastating for the amphitheater, right? And so there's park and ride shuttles from the state park, Troy, as you know, right? Mm-hmm. And so all that would disappear, all the, the concurrency of the traffic. It's really, if you think about it, the location, and I'm kind of, looking at the photos that people have posted online and stuff like that, that's on the FVDP website and stuff like that. But if you look at it, it's what I remember as a younger adult when I was at Flagler. It was called kind of like the Sacred Dunes, right? And that's mm-hmm. kind of that area behind the amphitheater going east, right? So if you're walking up the main entrance of the amphitheater to the right, where kind of the I guess where the trailers and trucks park at the end of the night, Troy, in the mm-hmm. parking lot.
Yeah.
It's over on that side. And those are what we used to call Sacred Dunes. And I don't know what made them sacred, but we always called them Sacred Dunes.
Anastasia Titmouse.
Okay, then that's what it is. So
and that's a real
from
thing.
The mice or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so tiny.
Okay.
Yep. And so that area there is where they showed it. So where does that dump out at, Troy? That dumps out into the parking lot. Mm-hmm. And so you have this logistical nightmare of, you imagine the traffic that it's already a weird in and out off of A1A, right? It's at that curve. You got the surf station. You got all the stuff right there. Could you imagine 350 room hotel and what trips that make? And just to kind of give you an idea, the Royal Pacific Hotel at Universal Studios, this huge Gleameth Hotel at Universal's, I think is 600 rooms. So it's more than half the size of that hotel at Universal Studios, just to kind of give everybody a perspective.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it would be the largest hotel here. Our largest hotel in our portfolio is around 120 rooms.
And you guys have some big hotels. Yeah.
We're the biggest hotel here in town. And, it's too much. And we talked about preservation of land and stuff like that earlier in the week. This is just a slap in the face to that.
Yeah, and that's why I got to believe that it's going to get nixed. Could you imagine if anybody had any political aspiration at that level, what they wanted to do next? This would be blood on your hands.
Yeah.
And because it's not just St. Johns County, right? You'd be like, oh, it's just St. Augustine. Short memories, people forget. No, this is a statewide that will follow you for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Mayor Rumrell, if this does not get nixed, you're hoping within the next 48 hours, if that does not end up happening, what's the course of action for residents in St. Johns County? I mean, I would imagine first step is making your voice heard at this meeting. It doesn't sound like there will be a whole lot of opportunity for that. But then, you mentioned the jurisdictions. Do people just need to be getting in touch with commissioners if this ball keeps rolling and saying, hey, we don't want this? Is that the next step?
Yeah. The answer is always advocacy gets people's attention, right? So I would call everybody, reach out to everybody. I'd reach out to Tallahassee. I would email our delegation. They still represent us until November.
Mm-hmm.
So I would reach out to Cindy Stevenson, Travis Hudson, Renner. I would reach out I would send emails to the governor's office. I'd send emails to the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. I would reach out to everybody and anybody, because my understanding is that this presentation, by the way, which is happening at each location that the state parks are in, is for 1 hour. There's no question and answer, and there's time maybe for public comment, but it's only 1 hour, start to finish. So it's very much you can come, but I mean, I can only imagine there being, 500,000 people there, right? And it's at the technical college that probably can only hold a couple hundred people. So you're going to have, I've talked to people yesterday that are going to make signs. They're going to stand outside. They're going to really put the full court press on. And look, I'm for it. Do it peacefully, do it right. And just, keep reaching out to everybody you can. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm sending my emails over. I'm trying to call people that I know over in Tallahassee and saying, hey, look, this is a bad, bad, bad idea.
How much money do you think they've already spent? I mean, if I'm looking at these drawings, someone had to make those drawings. Someone had to do this, some type of engineering or something, and they have 9 of these. How much money do you think the state has already spent on? I mean, to me, this sounds like just a huge waste right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question, Troy. I mean, I'm not in the business, so I don't know what plans and all that stuff cost. But I can't imagine it being cheap, and which makes you think too that someone knew about this long before before 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
So this has been going on. This has been happening for quite some time. I think more information will come out. I think I think we'll find out more things here. Again, my hope is the next 48 hours or so by Monday, right? Business days. I'm just hoping that people look at this holistically and do what's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think you're right that it is going to be a more than packed house out at the technical college on Tuesday if this thing continues. But it's good to know that we've got folks like you fighting for what our residents want here on the beach and in St. Johns County. And Mayor Rumrell, we appreciate you taking some time with us this morning to kind of fill us in and give us a bigger picture on this issue that just everybody's been talking about over the past couple of days. We appreciate your time.
Hey man, it's my pleasure. And if I didn't enjoy what I did, I wouldn't do it. And I'm just thankful for the support and friends like y'all. So I appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks, Mayor.
Mayor Rumrell.
Thank you.
Filling us in this morning. It was shocking to talk to him yesterday and find out that really nobody at a legislative level, commissioners, state senators and representatives had no idea about this either. Even the governor apparently had no idea about this. And we're learning this morning from Mayor Rumrell that this came from, it originated in one city commission and I guess Department of Environmental Protection, which is also just another weird element of this. just picked it up and ran with it and said, we're going to do this in multiple parks, and we're not really going to tell anybody until it's almost too late. So, you know, like we've been talking about all week, people are smart, people understand what's going on, and then people found this and really picked up on it. And I think they're going to have a hard time ramming this through at this point if people show up and make sure, you know, to oppose this. Boy, it'd be hard for me to want to let the Department of Environmental Protection get a word in at this meeting. You know, they seem like they don't want to let people talk. I would almost be of the mindset of, well, we're going to talk anyway. We will talk over you if we have to. Again, you want to do that in a peaceful and mostly respectful manner,
but firm.
But firm. But delivering a point. And I think signs are probably a good idea. I think if you can't get in, hang out for the hour outside with signs, with whatever you got to do. But I think we need to make the point very, very clear. If this doesn't get nixed in the next 48 hours, that people here do not want this at all. Just very interesting how this kind of popped up out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you, I would not be shocked, like the mayor was saying, if this goes away
right
prior and that meeting gets canceled. Because it sounds to me like, and when I texted, everybody I contacted, they're like, we found out the same time you did. We found out the same time you did. And every legislation, everybody's phone was blowing up. It was like just no one had it on their radar.
And that's unacceptable from the Department of Environmental Protection. It really is. I mean, that should absolutely not be the case. That everybody, including all the way up the political ladder, finds out about it at the same time from Facebook posts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, and there's some money that's been spent here.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Troy. The renderings, the research that it went to each of these spots.
You got to times what they did here by 9.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
You know, that it wasn't just here. It was 9 different places. You know, it's one thing, little old St. Augustine, no one really had their eye on it. But we're talking 9 different state parks.
Have they said anything? Has anyone said anything from other communities? Have you heard any rumblings anywhere?
I've been growling,
I mean, all we care about is ours,
about this one so much. I haven't really
you
know looked into it, because I mean there's a concurrency issue. That curve can't handle more traffic. It's already a dangerous curve.
It makes zero sense here.
It's already a dangerous curve, and
that's
where the they're putting some more stuff. So I mean that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think people, you know, if given that option now between the fire station and this 350 room resort, I mean, I think a fire station there would be a much better option. But obviously, that's not on the table for the same concerns, for the same reasons, traffic and congestion. It just doesn't make sense there. But I hope this gets nixed. I have to imagine in other communities they are up in arms about this, just like we are. I have not seen a single comment or a single post online from anybody who lives in any of these areas that said, yeah, we can't wait. Give us a hotel, take the trees down, and displace the wildlife just so we can have more money coming into the state parks. You got to get creative sometimes.
Well, and people know the business we're in. I mean, 350 rooms is, I don't think the beach can handle that kind of market. And Embassy Suites, if I was them, I'd be like, my head would be blowing up.
Yeah,
because that's direct competition with them.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have a couple out on the island. I mean, we have two on the island close there, which would hurt that those 2 hotels. But the fact that no one's even communicated.
What if they don't back down, and what if they renegotiate, say, okay, maybe 120 rooms or something? That still wouldn't be appropriate in my mind.
I still think the location and putting something out there in general is just not the right move.
Yeah, the only thing, like I think I said yesterday, was like possibly doing a couple little cabins or some glamping or something with. I mean, because they do
or nothing.
They do well. They have to update some of the things that they have out there.
Then do outdated. Bug spray. I mean,
no, that doesn't work, Davey. I mean, they
have to do something. Really, it's just
to
bring in money.
They
what they're talking about. This is the reason for this.
Sustainable.
Yeah.
Do a 5K and a bake sale. I mean, they can do something other than like take it all down. That's all I'm concerned about.
No. I mean, there's campsites there that need to be updated. There's facilities there that need to be updated. They have to stay sustainable and meet those criteria. But if you want to have a couple cabins, you want to do a couple glamping tents or something along those lines. Okay, I get that. 350 is not the answer.
Right.
And disc golf is not going to bring in enough revenue.
So, sorry, yeah.
Well, they're coming from across the globe to come to St. Augustine for our premier disc golf courses.
And LARPing convention.
I don't understand how pickleball is going to create revenue.
Right.
We already have,
they seem like just amenities for the resort.
We have 20 free pickleball courts all over the county. Oh, no, we're going to pay to go to yours.
Right.
Right. Beautiful. Luxury.
Yeah. No, we need some more creativity here from the Department of Environmental Protection.
Yeah.
Can't stress that enough. It's just so weird that a destructive plan like this would come from the Department of Environmental Protection.
Well, I'm just shocked how no one knew. I mean,
right.
And I left here, and I have a great relationship. I have a great relationship with Dylan and with Gabe. And I called Gabe. I was like, well, he goes, I found out when you did. I was like, when the state people? He's like, they found out the exact same time too.
Yeah.
So because he's
got crazy.
He's got the relationship with the people at the state park too. They didn't even know.
Yeah.
The people working in there didn't even know.
That's nuts that a group would really just try to ram this through with no notice. I mean, it seems like they gave the bare minimum notice they could have possibly given, probably legally, to have meetings and inform people on this. But I hope the mayor is right that there just is so much public backlash and outcry that they say, whoa, let's put the brakes on this and rework plans and see if we can come up with something better.
Yeah.
But very interesting. I mean, obviously, you can see the point where they need to make revenue. They need to be sustainable, but this ain't it.
I can tell you this project, and it's hard enough to do a project. This project stretches across 3 jurisdictions. Each one of them has their own building, their own concurrency, their own there is not a developer in the world that would go, okay, I'm going to take on this one.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't pass the sniff test, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm sure we're not going to be the only ones watching this very, very closely in the next 48 hours to see how that shakes out. But if this meeting still does take place on Tuesday, I'm planning it being at this thing, and I would imagine there's a lot of people watching that are planning on being at that as well. All right, let's talk about something else we're not too happy with. Gas prices in St. Augustine. Going up slightly, but hey, that's the norm. Let us know where you're seeing good prices for gas in the comments, please. That'd be helpful. We got the Shell at 146 King Street. They're at $3.10 this morning. The Citgo at 1099 South Ponce de Leon Boulevard, reporting at $3.12. We've got the Owens at 780 South Ponce, also reporting at $3.12. Same with the Sunoco at 450 South Ponce. And the Gate at 4075 US 1 North is at $3.14 this morning. The Circle K at 4564 US 1 North, also reporting at $3.14. Same with the Sunoco at $21.99 North Ponce, although I believe that's actually a little bit lower. I feel like it was lower when I drove by this morning.
Oh, really?
Like 309-ish.
Wow.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Good for you.
Good for you. You can read. Pete.
Yeah, that was great, though.
The Shell at 2350 North Ponce, $3.19. The Gate on Mizell Road, $3.28. And the Shell at 216 Ponce de Leon Boulevard at $3.29 this morning. If you get really mad about the Department of Environmental Protection and you go to the meeting and you punch somebody, you're going to jail.
Yeah, you might. Gosh,
you will.
Don't do that. Come on.
Don't do it.
No.
We're telling you not to do it. We're telling you if you do it,
right,
you're going to get in trouble.
Right.
But Chris Lucero will get you out.
He will. Yeah, he will. He definitely will.
He definitely will. He's available 24/7 to provide fast and reliable bail services. 904-822-BAIL. That's 904-822-2245. We got some live music happening today and tonight as well. Jim Lamb going to be at the Milltop Tavern at noon. Vibe RW going to be at La Cosita at the Cellar upstairs at 1. Adam Latif at Pierre's Pub at 1 o'clock. Brad Edwardson going to be at Bin 39 at 4. Bobby Gray at the Conch House at 5. Our guy Dewey Vaya at the Guy Harvey Resort at 5 o'clock. Josh Tennessee Worthy at the Oasis at 5. Crawford Boyd's Acoustic Anomaly. Trade wins at 5 o'clock. Trevor Compton at the St. Augustine Shores Golf Club at 5. That, of course, comes to us from Griffin Service, who understands that choosing the right company when you need AC, plumbing, or electrical service is a big decision.
Huge.
They help hundreds of local families, just like you, every single week, getting problems fixed so you can get back to real life. You see them everywhere, dozens of times a week, and when you do, it means legendary service is on the way. If you have AC, plumbing, or electrical needs, Griffin makes it easy. Give them a call at 904-500-2653 or visit griffinservice.com and see the Grifference. All right, we got a man who was bleeding from the head, and he was arrested.
Ooh.
Taken off flight.
Blood on the brain?
Blood on the brain on an airplane.
Not good.
Not good at all. We'll talk about how this happened, why it happened, and what happened. I tried to sound really newsy there, but that didn't work.
Really did work from you.
You're doing great.
First, we got to tell you about Fidus Roofing. They support a lot of local charities that support local kids in our area. Fidus Roofing supports Big Brothers and Big Sisters of St. Johns County, investing in kids and the Boy Scouts and more. They're also always looking to grow their team and would encourage you to apply with them. Fidus Roofing, 904-355-ROOF.
They do pavers.
And gutters.
All right.
Yeah.
A man bleeding from the head was arrested after he refused to leave a flight in Miami. The man was bleeding from his head after a hair transplant.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah, these are a thing. Mm-hmm.
Was arrested along with his wife after they refused. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Somebody's breathing very heavy into a microphone back there. Is that breathing?
Me.
I think it was him. I think it was him.
Pretty creepy.
I think he was going.
It wasn't
Yeah,
on air. It
wincing.
was just for you to hear, but it just gave me the
Oh,
heebie-jeebies.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we can take that off the screen too, please. Jeez. Yeah, that is not good. Oh, man. How do you try to get on a plane like that? It looked like his hair was dyed purple.
Maybe he had a towel or something.
Yeah, get it. Wear a bandage and a hat.
Yeah. I think maybe he had that bit for the mugshot. They had to take that off.
Oh, well, I don't know. Eugenio Hernandez boarded the American Airlines plane bound for Las Vegas
Gorgeous.
with a bleeding forehead and wrapped in bandages. He was wrapped in bandages.
See, the gauze.
Yeah, he said he was cleared to fly by his doctor and had paperwork to prove it.
Did the doctor have his hearing aids in?
Did the doctor have his eyeballs in? But flight attendants told him to leave after seeing his bloody head.
Yeah.
The couple refused to comply with the flight attendants, and Hernandez described his experience after being released from jail on Tuesday night, stating that he was in significant pain, particularly in his head. He had traveled from Las Vegas to Miami for a hair transplant and liposuction procedure.
Oof.
Getting a lot done out there in Miami.
Whew, don't say my name for $100 off, please.
When Hernandez and his wife were on their return flight to Las Vegas, passengers raised concerns about his bleeding head and medical condition. He should have worn a hat, at least, to cover it up, and prompting flight attendants to intervene. Despite Hernandez's insistence that he was medically cleared to fly, the flight attendants insisted that he leave the plane due to his visible bleeding.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the problem is you don't want blood on the seats and stuff.
The pressure of the airplane might change
that's a good point.
Situation.
That's
there.
a good point. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think they understood that.
I think the airport made the right move in getting this guy off. I think probably going to jail over it is a little too much, but if you're refusing to get off the plane,
yeah, they had attitude.
That's the only course of action to get you off the plane if you're not getting off.
Right. And the doctor may have said you're clear to go, but maybe not clear to fly. I don't know. I don't know where that disconnect was there, because he's obviously not in good shape to fly. I'm sorry. That's just not.
You can't fly like that.
That's not sanitary.
It's like dripping down his forehead.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Golly.
I would have liked to see
Really
the picture
gross.
with the bandage on, though.
I want to see him bald. I wanted to try to convince him not to do this.
Just shave the head, man.
Golly, get
not
with
that bad.
it. Not that bad. You sweat less. Oh, trust me.
Well, my hair transplants that I'm working on today.
See, it's wonderful.
Yeah,
You're
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is right there.
All right.
Is that with the bandage?
Yeah.
Ah.
Half back.
Oh, he only did the back and the front. Doesn't it look like the middle compartment there is already growing?
All right. Again, we can take that off the screen.
Yeah.
It's not getting any better.
That's rough.
It's still not better.
I'm not doing the best there.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. You shouldn't go out in public like that, let alone on an airplane when
No.
you're close to somebody else.
Yeah, you're so worried about your public
and then
image.
then you're mad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not fun.
Not the best.
Glad I was not on that flight.
There was a lot of different ways to cover that up. So
Yeah. All right, November ballot in Florida. We got a lot of key amendments on the ballot here in Florida coming up. The upcoming 2024 ballot in Florida going to feature significant amendments that could reshape the state's legal landscape, particularly concerning things like recreational marijuana.
Oh, look
yes
at
on
this.
3, right?
Wow.
These issues have gained enough signatures to be included as a voter initiative. Additionally, school board elections, each amendment requires at least 60% of the vote to pass. Let's see. We've got what some of these will do here. Amendment 1 proposes a return to partisan school board elections. That's very interesting. So you would have to
That is interesting.
declare your political affiliations.
I don't know
before being on school board.
how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't. Probably voting against that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like how it is.
Amendment 2 aims to ensure the right to fish and hunt in the state constitution. I would.
That's what is illegal? What?
No, and in the state of Florida as well, if you are on your way or coming back from fishing or hunting, it also has to do with how you can carry your firearms.
Gotcha.
Amendment 3 seeks to legalize recreational marijuana for adults 21 and older.
There's a fun one.
Let's do that one.
Yeah,
Let's
come
do
on.
3 and 4 are going to be.
Some of y'all need it out there. God bless you.
Yeah. Amendment 4 addresses abortion access, proposing legality until fetal viability.
Controversial.
It will be. That will be a controversial one, yeah. Amendment 5 ties homestead property tax exemptions to inflation rates.
Troy.
Well, I mean, it's we have to protect our home, so it can only go up 3%. So
okay.
they can't be messing with that.
They say it could potentially save homeowners money, but reduce local government revenues. That's all this has to say about it. Amendment 6 seeks to repeal public campaign financing for statewide offices. Each amendment needs at least 60% of the vote to pass. And, of course, that general election will be held November 5th, where we'll get an opportunity to vote on all of them, all of those.
Right now, Amendment 3 is trending right on that cusp. So it's
really?
Some saying it's at 60, some saying it's like a 58. So it's trending right on that cusp.
Marketing's been interesting for this campaign too. They're really targeting senior citizens, or just highlighting it because they're thinking they're going to say no, but they're like, no, this is a better life or whatever.
Yeah. Right. They're kind of, I've seen TV ads and things like that where they kind of are stressing safe and legal marijuana instead of buying it from cartels off the streets.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
That's where I used to buy my street weed, was from the cartels.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know where it was
just with
coming
the
from.
fentanyl coming in and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I mean,
It is a lot scary. I would never buy marijuana off the street anymore.
Yeah, we had a homeless guy who died out on homes, because it was laced with fentanyl.
Yeah.
And the synthetic stuff. So.
Gosh, it's horrible to hear.
Yeah, so it will be safer to have it recreationally legal, and everywhere else. Everywhere else is fine that does it. I mean, nobody has problems.
Yeah, they're fine.
Legal weed. Weed is nothing. Weed is not a big deal. All right. Our last story today, a teen raised over $10,000 for veterans through their own funding efforts. This is very nice.
Very cool.
Through her love for animals and veterans across Florida, a 14-year-old Ponte Vedra Beach young lady helped raise more than $10,000. Mia Kay, a junior member of the American Legion Auxiliary Unit 233 in Ponte Vedra Beach, decided to begin working on the special project in June of 2023 to support Canine Line, Inc., a nonprofit organization in Edgewater, Florida, that provides service dogs and training to veterans at no cost. Kay formulated a fundraising strategy, securing a unanimous support from her unit and the wider community. Over 13 months, Kay organized a variety of events such as yard sales, lemonade stands, and dinners in order to raise these funds. She also set up informational booths and presented her project to local groups, successfully raising about $10,091.50, which she presented to Canine Line, Inc. on August 4th of this year.
Very nice.
Yeah, man. Great story. Great job, Mia.
She could work for the state and learn how to do environmental fundraising.
Yeah, let's get her on the fundraising efforts for the state parks.
Lemonade stand.
Yeah, I like the lemonade stand a lot better than a 350 resort hotel.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you there. All right, Troy, how do you want to check the comments, man?
I will thunderously go through the thoughts of the fans.
All right. As you do that, I will tell everybody that Bates, Hewitt & Floyd is not your average local insurance agency. They provide peace of mind and insurance to protect your biggest investments, and they do that for everybody in this room. Their approach to insurance and risk longevity in our community and the way they treat their clients sets them apart from the rest. They offer homeowners, auto, commercial, and benefits, and they've been doing it for over 50 years. Christy Lawrenson is St. Augustine's premier agent, and she offers complimentary policy reviews and has a deep understanding of insurance and what is needed in St. Augustine to be properly insured. Her attention to detail and organizational skills have found policy errors and cost savings where others have not. Give them a call today, 794-5455, and schedule your appointment. Save yourself some money. Also, B&S Signs, locally owned and operated full-service sign business, now in their third generation of family ownership. Since 1967, they've been providing businesses and organizations in St. Johns County and surrounding counties with high-quality signage. From your business card to storefront signage and beyond, B&S Signs is equipped to serve you with all your signage, billboard, and crane service needs. Give them a check out at bnssigns.com. What you got, Troy?
All right. First off, a lot of thank yous to the mayor for coming in. A lot of great information with that. Appreciate it, Mayor. I didn't see Tim's. I saw Tim in the comments, but I lost it when I came in and out. Did you see Tim's numbers?
I did not see Tim's numbers.
So I did not see it. If you guys see that, put that out there. And no one obviously wants that hotel. And
nobody.
So it just everyone was more about why is the state doing this type stuff. It was a lot of that, and then it became the weed conversation after Amendment 3.
Oh, of course, that did fall down. We have a lot of supporters out there.
Good. What do you got for Stordom Stat?
Stordom Stat on this day, 1911, Vincenzo Perugia stole the Mona Lisa.
Whoa!
Out of the Louvre.
And he replaced her with a smile.
He wrote a letter basically saying he was Leonardo, and when he had a big ransom, they set it all up. When they went to do the ransom, he was in Florence. When they did the ransom pickup, they arrested him. Shocker.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
What an idiot.
Way to go, Leonardo.
Not the brightest there. Jeez.
All right.
So, but yeah, she was stolen from the Louvre. He was a former employee at the Louvre, and she wasn't smiling that day.
Have you ever seen? I've never seen her.
I've understand it. I haven't been to the Louvre.
Me neither.
But I mean, I understand it's a much smaller painting than what you would think.
Yeah, I did hear that too.
Everybody's like, oh, it's way smaller than you think.
Yeah.
Oh. So, because in my mind, I pictured it just being like a big portrait.
Yeah.
Evidently, it's much smaller.
Is she smiling? Is she not smiling?
She never used to be smiling, and then CERN fired up the Hadron Collider, and it's
And now all of a sudden she's
shifted into a
smiling.
parallel universe. Yeah.
Just decided to smile.
Yeah.
It's a smirk. It's
Now
more of a
she's-
smirk.
Smirk,
Yeah, it's more of a smirk. I think,
Nice.
like Pete just did.
Okay.
Stordom Stat brought to you by St. Augie's Pizza, which will always put more than a smirk on your face. Huge smile. Get in there and have yourself a few slices today. Say hi to Augie and the fam for me. Plugs, Troy.
Hey, tune in to Bollocks 6:34 today.
All right, Davey.
Ooh, hey, we got local musician, hero, and inspiration Davis Luce coming on at 3:00 p.m. Everybody show up and shout and set an alarm. Yeah, I'm excited.
All right. And I'll tell you to go to the FloridaManGames.com, and I hope to see you out there. I know I'll see you out there. Have a great day. We'll see you at 3.
Bye-bye.